everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm sharing two holiday card projects, one in full detail, and then I'll show you the second one as well, using some really beautiful coordinated products from Pinkfresh Studio. To see these cards come together, stick around. That video is coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'll be creating with today, and I wanted to show you, it's a whole slew of products called Magical Holiday. So there is a stamp set with greetings, there are the coordinating dies, but there's also a press plate. And I'm going to use the press plate today because there is also layered stencils that allow you to add the color. So you really have options. If you like the look of the press plate or you have a press plate system, I think it's going to be really cool. So I've pulled out a few inks here for my stencils, but I'm going to get started with my press plate. So I've got some of this cotton cardstock from Spellbinders, and I will get set up to do my greetings and this outline. So I've got my press plate here, and I'm going to flip this, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to flip this over, and I actually grabbed another piece of the cardstock because I want this to be larger than an A2 USA2 panel because I'm going to have to do some die cutting, and I want to make sure to get all of this in. So all I'm going to do here is just put a little tape at the top and the bottom. And that's just my Easy C tape that should hold things very nicely. And what I'm going to do here is get this out of the way for a second because I'm going to do this piece first, and then I'm going to do one of my greetings separately because I want to do one of the greetings in color. I am going to do this one in black, so I'm going to use the Better Press ink. This actually is a pretty new pad. It's only been used once or twice, so I'm going to ink up really well this image. And then I am going to grab my plate and just flip it like that. Now all I have to do is open up my machine, and this is the Spellbinders Platinum 6. So I'll just put that right there, line this up, and just run it through one time. And we'll lift this up and off, and you will see the image that has been pressed into the cardstock. Isn't that pretty? And it has a nice texture to it. It looks great. So let me get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to do the greeting a little higher so that I have two things to cut out at once. Just wanted to show you this. I don't think you're supposed to clean it this way, but I use spray alcohol to get most of the ink off. And you know what? These plates are replaceable if need be. But I had a cleaner that was recommended. I think it's like a Ranger, some product, and I bought some, and I opened it, and it exploded, and I spilled all of it. All right, let's get the next plate set up. I'm going to do two at once because I'm not sure which one I want to use, and then if I make any other cards. So what I want to do here is make sure when I put it down that I'm putting it in the top area. But I am going to use Raspberry Bliss. So I'm going with sort of a, I don't know, like a really nice bold color for my greeting. And yes, I'm getting ink on everything, and that's okay because I will definitely wipe this up. Now this is my dye-based ink, so they will get cleaned up in a moment. I think I have enough here that it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, ink these up. And let's take this, and again, I want to go that way, like that. And then we are going to run this through. Oh, my cardstock dropped down a little. I hope that didn't hurt anything, but we'll see. I probably should have taped it on all sides, but I can already see it pressing through and up. And, oh, It's a little juicy, but you know what? I'm keeping it. I'm going to clean this up with the spray alcohol and we'll move on. Before I ink blend, I went ahead and redid this on another piece because I felt like I got it a little too messy. So I'm going to set this aside before I die cut, and we're going to move on to using the stencils and blending. So I've got a grip mat here, and this is just going to hold everything in place, including my stencils, while I do my ink blending. And I also like that it will hold this nice and secure to the surface. So let me grab my stencils. I'm going to start here with fresh pear ink, and I'll get this first one situated. And I'm only going to use a couple of greens for this because I think it's going to look really nice just to have the 2 greens for all the greenery. And all you have to do is just take a minute, line up over, and then this will secure down, and I'm ready to ink blend. So I'll turn on some music and we will speed up the adding of the color. And that is my ink blended piece. So only 3 inks that I used for this. It came together beautifully. So now I will get the dies and cut both of these things out. I've got the die taped into place, and even though this is a magnetic mat, something like this, I like to make sure it's not going to move. So I'm going to run that through my electric machine. Now, I just want to make sure that cut through all the way. Indeed it did. So I will just pop this out like that and just poke out the little insides. Oh, I guess it's this tool right here, because this also has the little tiny insides like that. And then I'll go ahead and die cut the greetings as well. I'll do that off camera. I am going to use that greeting for my card, and I've put foam on the back of both of these pieces, just regular foam squares to give them some dimension. But I'm going to prep a note card here, and this is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it right at 5 1/2, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of some ink spatter to my note card to give it a little something. Let me get my ink set up. I'm just going to take a little bit of my fresh pear ink, smush some down. I'm going to add a tiny bit of water to it, and I'm actually going to wet my brush down here a little. Pick it up with this little number 2 round brush and just put a few on the card, just to give it a little something extra. There we go, just like that. All right. I'll clean this up and we'll build the card. All right, I am going to take all the backers off of the foam squares. And what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of my liquid glue. This is Connect glue in a little squeeze bottle, because I want to have a tiny bit of float time, especially on those bigger squares, before I commit to my placement. And this just is going to help, although I should hold it that way. I'm going to turn my card this way so I can really see the edge, and you can see how this will fit perfectly. Well, let's get it lined up here, right on the edge, like that. That looks pretty straight. Oh, I like how that frames it out. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love it. All right, and now what's kind of cute about this greeting will nestle right in there. I love the shape of this. So again, take the foam squares off the back, a little liquid glue, and we are going to nestle this right in here like it was meant to be. Oh, it's so cute. And release. And that liquid glue just gives you that second to make sure you're straight. And that looks great. All right, I'm going to finish this off with something shiny. So let me grab and place some gems. I've got these clear gems from Simon Says Stamp, and I just created a little cascade. So we will add these to finish out the card. Oh, I just flipped you. Come on now, flip back over. There we go. Little liquid glue and boop. My card is moving. Boop. Boop. That'll work. You know what? I'm going to put a magnet down because I think my card needed more tape, and that is better. So that's another reason I like tape, because this cardstock, boop, is so thick that sometimes it, boop, pops up, and I really do like it when, boop, my cards are flat. Boop, when I am adding my elements, and that is the finished card project. So isn't that fun? It's very simple, but it's very elegant. And of course you could do obviously something like that. I am going to show you a second card that I made doing the exact same process here, but the card design is just a little different, and I used the stamp set. So this is the exact same colors. I think I went a little darker on this one, but I did 2 of them and hung each one at opposing edges, trimmed off the excess. On this card, I used the stamp set so that I could do a gold greeting. So you can see one is the better press and with the plates, and the other is just stamping. And like I said, I did go a little dark on these berries just to see what the difference would look like. And on this card, I did a gold spatter using some Brutus Monroe aqua pigment, and I finished this one off with some gold pearls. So that's another way that you can use this really cute little edge to create a beautiful holiday card. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss the next time I post. I'll have a link to a blog post as well where you can see more photos and get more details about today's cards. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more holiday card project ideas, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked below, and I'll see you in those videos.